Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, thank you for stopping by. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and you turn on notifications so you get notified whenever I post a new video. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to sew this beautiful dress. So if this is something you're interested in learning how to do, kindly keep watching and let's get into it. After cutting all the necessary parts, I'm about to cut the part that is going to be sitting in front of the bustier on the upper part, which is going to be pleated. So at the end of the day, I made the length 8 inches because I didn't want it to be too long, and the wideness of 34 inches. You can use any wideness you want depending on how gathered, how full you want the upper part to look. So I measured 8 inches length and 34 inches width. I went ahead to cut out the straps as well for the shoulder. I made it length of 14 inches and wideness of 1 inch. So I'm going to stitch that as well. So for this upper part, I went ahead to iron my paper stay on it. You can use the lightest paper stay so you can easily pleat or gather that part, but I made use of the hard one, so it was quite difficult. So I went ahead to iron it on both sides and this is what it looks like. For the shoulder strap, I sewed about 1/4 inch inwards and I turned it over. That is what we have. For the bustier, I went ahead to, I cut out 2 pieces of each part. So I went ahead to iron it and I ironed my hairstay on one part. So the front part has the hairstay but the inner lining doesn't. So I'm going to go ahead and use that upper part covering the upper part of the bustier to pleat along before I join the lower part, which is the Basque waistline. Sewing both sides with about 1/4 of an inch inwards and then I'll turn it just like you do when you're stitching a belt. So you are going to need a pin for this part. While placing your upper part, that's the flap, you can start placing from 2 inches inwards. So you're going to give the sewing allowance space before you start pleating it. If you use the lighter paper stay, you can just gather the upper part and sew it. But because mine is so hard, I had to pleat it along the underbust. After pleating it, I went ahead to sandwich it in between the Basque waistline and the bustier, as you can see. Then I went ahead to top stitch on the part where it will be covering the bustier. So what you want to do is to give it a good press, and then I'm going to cut out my excess fabric by the side. So this is the lining piece. I'm going to place my lining piece right sides facing right sides, and then I'm going to stitch on the upper part. I'm also going to close out the, as you can see, I gave her 2 inches by the side, so I'm also going to close out the armholes on the upper part, that's the neckline area, and then place my strap inside and sew it so it looks like invisible stitch. I'm also going to do the same invisible stitch for the back. This is what it looks like after stitching the back and the front. And then what I'm going to do next is to insert my back dart on this point. I'm going to mark my nipple to nipple measurement and place my dart, of course, while leaving out the zipper allowance. So I'm going to do that and join the pieces together using the body measurements, and I'll show you what I have. This is after taking in the body measurements. This is the front part and this is the back together. So this is what it looks like after putting the dart behind and taking in the measurements, and this is what the front looks like. You want to make sure that the basque waistline is lying smoothly. So what I should have done was to iron my paper strip, but because I was managing my fabric, I didn't. So make sure you do that to give it a firm look on the waistline area. So this is the lower part, which I already cut out initially. I told you it was my waist multiplied by 3 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and gather it round the waistline. This is what you get after gathering it on the waistline. You can also give it little pleats. You can make the pleats as small as possible. So this is the back, and I'll go ahead to close it up and fix the zipper. After fixing my zipper and hemming the lower part, I messed around with my iron and got my bustier area burnt. Luckily for me, there's this flap that is going to protect it from showing. So what I'm going to do next is to use my free hand, my thread. I'm going to thread my needle, then I'm going to hold it down on the bustier area. I'm going to stitch it in such a way that it doesn't show on the front part. So I'm just going to do that all the way for the bustier. I'm going to do that in about 5 places. And yes, that's basically it. So I'm doing this so that the flap can stay seated on the upper part. If you don't do this, it's going to just come down like the normal method, like the normal way it always does. So I'm using my free hand to hold it together. This is the end result of the dress. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share and leave your thoughts in the comment section. I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye.